Well, guys, I'll tell you one thing. My dinner's pre-cooked and it's just sitting in the microwave. All I need to do is just zip it, and I've got my little dinner table. I can sit up in bed. I've got the heater on. I've got my TV over there. And a little bit later, before I go to bed, I'm going to play my Nintendo Switch because I want to go for a bit of a drive down the seaside. No, I'm not joking. I just want to muck around for a bit. Yes. Oh, depending on how I feel. Nah. Well, Chick is asleep. She's not annoying me like she was earlier on. Interrogating me. Where is he? You can sense it coming off her. Like, you just know. It's an instinctive look that she gives me. And it's every time he goes to hospital, right? It's this look. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? It's like that. And you can tell what she's thinking, her head moves. I should film it next time. I'm an idiot. I should film it. No, honestly, I really seriously, diddly do, should do that. So next time, she's one funny cat. I'm going to set the alarm to get me up at 8 a.m. so that way I have a bit of a sleep in so I don't have to wake up at 5 in the morning. Oh, it was hell. It was freezing, but hell this morning when I went out. But hey, shit had to be done today. Oh, well, at least everything's sorted. So now all I need to do is just kick back and relax and just wait for Daddy-O to return from the depths of hell. That's what it's like for poor Chopper. I don't know. I'm going to do my very best I can to prevent him going back in. But I'm not superhuman, guys. I can't. I can only do the best I can. Now, all I can do is encourage Dad every day, no matter how he's feeling and if he's not in the mood to be bathed. It has to be done. I have to, be more forceful, but then that will lead into arguments. And I don't want to be disturbing the peace here because we're real tight-knit close. These units are back to back and we can't keep having disagreements and arguments because he's not in the mood to get bathed. You know what I mean? And that's what he was doing in the last couple of weeks leading up to him going into hospital. And I'm thinking, Dad, you're going to get an infection. If you don't want to get back in, you have to be bathed every day. He just doesn't listen. You know what I mean? So if he's serious and he really, truly doesn't want to go back in for, over a skin infection, it's simple. Just bathe every day and moisturise your skin. That's, all that needs to be done. If it takes 30 minutes of your day, it's only 30 minutes. It's not going to kill you. But obviously, he's in too much pain and he really can't be bothered doing it every day. He prefers every second day, you have a shower, just say today, tomorrow you don't, the day after that you do. In his case, he can't. He can't risk that ever happening now. So obviously every second day is not going to cut it, so it has to be every day. And I don't mind doing it. It's not going to bother me, but it's him. You know what I mean? Just say 2 or 3 days, he'll be fine. No bathing in a row. And then when it comes to the fourth day, nah, I don't want to. And then we start getting to arguments. So, oh well. If he ends up going back in, guys, and you hear it in the next 2 or 3 months, then he's bitten the bullet and he wants to go back in to get treated for a skin infection. It's like we're going on a merry-go-round here. We can't keep going back in for that. It's got to be, for a different reason. Then it's worth going in. But not for the same thing time and time again. That can be preventable if he's willing to put in the work too. I can't literally force him to bathe if he doesn't want to either. You know what I mean? All I can do is encourage him, but I can't force him. But all I can do is just remind him, hey, if you skip this bath, you could potentially have another infection and you could potentially end up back in hospital. So if you're serious and you do not want to ever go back in there, I advise you shower every morning. Bed bath every morning. Of course, he can't stand up. So, it has to be bed bath. Now, I can always put the heater on because it's in winter. We'll put the heater on first, heat up the room for a good 30 minutes, and then we bathe. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but if he starts to act up, I'm not going to get into a fucking argument with him every time. See, that's the thing, is it's added stress onto me that I seriously don't need. And it stresses him out as well because he's not in the mood. You know what I mean? He's got to be in a good mood to have a bed bath, but I don't know, guys. It's a big question mark here. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens. We're just going to have to. No, because if I was in his shoes, no matter what, I'll bath every single day without fail. And I'll do everything in my power not to ever go back in there. Unless it's for something completely different. Like a heart attack. That's worth going in there for. Not a skin infection. It's a bit, you know what I mean? And that's how they're getting a bit narky. They're like, okay, you were here the last time for the same thing. Now you're back here again for the same thing. And that's why I ask, have you been, and I'm like, well, every second day. He doesn't want to bathe every day. I don't know, unless they're wrong. Unless it's something else. But what else could it flippin' be? Okay, it could be a lung infection. Maybe most of the infection is the lung. And maybe it's not the skin. You see, for those who are bedbound, I feel for you. Far out. If you're in my dad's predicament, he's in chronic pain, which can be deadly because of the amount of painkillers he's on. Yeah, can be deadly. But, yeah, just trying to wrap my head around finding a way to make sure he practically bathes every day that doesn't agitate him. Like, I don't know, man. Don't know. We're just going to have to do the very best that we possibly can. And that's all we can do. I can't force my dad to be bathed every single day. I can't. Can't, hit him over the head with a frying pan if he doesn't, let me bathe him. Like, come on. What am I meant to do here? What, run outside and find someone's garden hose and just, there you go. Assuming you don't want to move, because he doesn't want to move. That's the thing. He has to physically roll to his side so I can wash his back. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. He doesn't like moving because it causes him so much pain. But he has to do it, or he'll get a skin infection. And that's what they were saying to him today when they were washing him. They were saying, look, we got to prevent you getting a skin infection. And, blah, 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 blah. And he's, whinging and whining and complaining and screaming because of the pain. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Honestly. It's either one or the other with him, isn't it? Oh, well, this is a learning lesson for me too, to make sure I never, ever end up being like that. Bedbound, severely overweight, not able to do things for myself. I've got to make sure that never, ever, under any circumstances, happen to me. So in a way, it's an eye-opener lesson for me and for anyone else out there who is watching my content and listening and knowing what's going on. It's a lesson for you too. Stay as healthy as you can possibly be. And whatever you do, don't let yourself go to the point where you can't seriously do things for yourself.